Welcome to the Sergey Kovalev International Media Conference Call. My name is James, and I'll be your operator for today's call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. During the Q&A session, if you have a question, please press star 1 on your phone. Also note this conference is being recorded. I'd now like to turn the call over to Kathy Duva. Ms. Duva, you may begin.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. We are here to discuss the upcoming historic Canelo Alvarez versus Sergey Krusher Kovalev 12-round bout for Sergey's WBO light heavyweight title. Will take place November 2nd, 2019 at the Grand Garden Arena. Tickets are on sale now through Axis.com. The fight, of course, will be streamed live on DAZN. The DAZN live bouts will involve Ryan Garcia versus Ruthless Ramiro Duno to unify the vacant WBC lightweight championship with the NABO lightweight championship. Bakram Murtazalea will take on Jorge Fortea for an IBF junior middleweight eliminator. Sinisa Superbad Estrada will take on Marlon Esparza for the vacant interim WBA women's flyweight title. On the undercard, Evan Holyfield's professional debut against Nick Winstead. Miram Nursultanov will take on Christian Oliva, 10-round middleweight battle for the WBC US NBC middleweight title. Blair the Flair Cobbs will take on Carlos Ortiz for the vacant NABF welterweight title. Uzbek prospect Bektemir Melikuziev, who's 2-0 with 2 knockouts, will return in an 8-round super middleweight bout. And rising 17-year-old prospect Tristan Kalkrus, 2-0 of Duncanville, Texas, will return in a 4-round cruiserweight fight. I had planned to introduce Agus Klimas first. Agus, I don't know if he's on the call yet. So, are you there? We were having trouble finding it. So I think I'm going to skip over to trainer Buddy McGirt, who will certainly be happy to entertain us with his words of wisdom. So I'm going to turn this over to please grace us with your comments.
Okay, I'm here. Hello?
Buddy?
Yes, I'm here, Kathy. I'm here.
Yeah, come on. That's what you do best.
For me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, well, listen, I'm excited about the fight. I just think that they picked the wrong veteran to mess with when they picked Sergey. I think they should have found somebody else. And the world will see on November 2nd that Sergey Kovalev's the real deal.
Oh, my God. So uncharacteristically brief. Agus, if you're not on the line yet, then I am going to introduce the champion, Sergey Krusher Kovalev. As you all know, he needs no introduction, but he is the time light heavyweight world champion and the current WBO light heavyweight world champion. Sergey, would you like to make a brief opening statement?
Hello, everybody. I want to say that I'm very excited about it. My next fight, Saul Alvarez, and I must show to the world that I deserve, to be the best in light heavyweight division. This is a huge goal in my boxing career, from the young guy. And very talented and very famous, This is a lot of pressure to me, but believe me, I'm in boxing already since 11 years old, and I should be fine, it's nothing for me. Just I should get inside the ring and do my best job. I'm very happy that I'm still in the business. On the top level of boxing, and just still waiting November 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergey. And I think I can amplify his comments only to say that, I had a conversation with a Russian reporter the other day who's known Sergey since and he mentioned that Sergey, since this past summer, he said he's changed, he's different. What's changed? What's different? I don't understand. And it's clearly the introduction of this fantastic team. Buddy McGirt being, if not the best, one of the very best trainers in the sport. And, of course, Teddy Cruz, who is his physical trainer. I think they've both made a huge impact. And I think Sergey's resurgence of his career is a tribute to not only their efforts, but Sergey being a real champion, showing what real champions do. And I could Is Vegas here yet?
And I want to say one more thing, that right now I have a great team, with great coaches, Buddy McGirt and Sergey Krusher, and right now I'm feeling very comfortable, in my team, very right weather in our team, good emotions, and we right now all of us follow for our dream, get victory over Canelo.
Thank you, Sergey. It really does show. Speaking as a member of that team. Okay, so since we don't have Vegas here, Sergey, Vladimir Lik is on the phone, and he has graciously offered to translate if you need any help with any of the words during the Q&A. So don't hesitate to ask if you need help with a word here and there. So I guess now we will open up to questions and answers. James, you're going to take over now?
Yes, I'll take over.
Thank you.
We can begin our Q&A session. If you have a question, press *1 on your phone. If you need to exit the question queue, you may press a pound sign or the hash key. And if you're using a speakerphone, you may need to pick up the handset first before pressing the numbers. Once again, if you have a question, press *1 on your phone. Our first question is Dan Raphael from ESPN.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody. Hello, everybody. My first question, I'd like for Sergey and for Buddy to answer this. Because Sergey just fought in August against Yard, and it's relatively speaking a quick turnaround, particularly for a veteran fighter of Sergey's age. I wonder if there was any kind of accommodations that you've had to make for that fact as you train for this fight. Anything you had to change because of the quick turnaround?
All I can say is the only thing that we had to change was we had to, really not come into camp full force because she was already in shape. So we just took it day by day, nice and easy, nice and slow. We didn't have to get in shape like normally. We don't have to lose weight like normal. So I think it's a blessing that it was a quick turnaround.
Sergey, could you address that?
Yes. For me, yes, it's not enough rest between the fights, but I'm very like that my fights fight by fight, often with a short rest. I mean, but I don't like a 4 or 5 months or more than 4 months have a rest. This killing me, I'm getting lazy, I'm getting busy with my family, but right now, just a small rest, 3-4 weeks, and I'm ready, and I'm back again to the training camp. Right now, everything goes very, very good, under control. Buddy McGirt and Teddy Crusher, right now I'm feeling good.
So just to make clear, you actually like the fact that there was a short turnaround as opposed to a much longer layoff as you've become used to.
I like, yes, I like short rest between the fights.
Okay.
1 month enough.
So another question for you. Oh, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Another question for you is this. Just how surprised were you that a middleweight like Canelo Alvarez called your name? Because Oscar De La Hoya, his promoter, and Canelo had said your name several times, I think even before the Daniel Jacobs fight, that would be a fight that down the road they'd be interested in. And I think a lot of fans and reporters sort of were like, yeah, he can't really be serious about that. But he did call your name, and now you're fighting him. So how surprised were you compared to many others that thought this was not really a fight that he was serious about?
Canelo, I respect Canelo because he goes there now up to 2 divisions, and this is a huge call for him and for myself. Also, but Canelo wants to try get the title in light heavyweight division, and if he will get the title, nobody will be say that you lose, or he nothing to lose, he just trying. But I should to defend my title, and I will defend my title. If I lose more than Canelo lose, and very for Canelo just tried to build he trying to make his history, but I'm here. I'm on my position.
You mentioned that he wants to make history, which he would if he's able to capture this belt. But do you think that, I know you don't know the answer because I don't think you've had the conversation. What is your feeling? Is it he took and called you for this fight because he genuinely wants to make the history, or he sees you as a big name who is vulnerable, but also somebody that his broadcaster would accept other than the third Triple G fight?
I don't think so that he is avoiding the fight against Triple G, but he now want to make his glory, or how correct to say that his story, and also he saw on my face in that I'm the best in light heavyweight division fighter, and if fights against Triple G will happen, it doesn't matter. Canelo will win the fight November 2nd or not. It's just I think so. He just wanna try it, to make a history. But we will see. November 2nd, I will be in the ring, and we'll be ready for everything what he will bring.
All right, I just have one more question for you, Sergey. You've had so many big wins in your career. I'm thinking about Bernard Hopkins, the 2 fights against Jean Pascal, the revenge match against Storm Alvarez. But in all the fights that you've had, when you went overseas and won the title against Cleverly, would a victory against Canelo, even though he's a smaller fighter, but because he's such a huge name, would you think that in the later stages of your career that this, in fact, if you win, would be the biggest win of your career? And I'd like Kathy's opinion on that also. But, Sergey, what do you think about that?
If Canelo goes to 175 division, that means that his body is ready. Yes, he's a short high, but his weight will be in the fight day more than 175. I'm sure. Maybe he no wanna just losing the weight, because he's tired, long the boxing career, still losing weight. But right now he wanna fighting with a full stomach.
But would you consider your biggest win?
Yeah, it's gonna be my biggest win. Yes, of course. This is the biggest name what I fought after Bernard Hopkins.
All right, and Kathy, your thoughts about that? You promoted all those big fights.
Yeah, I think Sergey said it exactly right. He's the biggest, most marketable name on his record, and that, in the eyes of fans, makes it the biggest. Of course.
All right, very good. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to the fight.
Thank you.
Next question from Tony Page, New York Daily News.
Hey, Sergey, how are you?
I'm fine, good.
One question for you. How is it working with Buddy McGirt, and what is he bringing to the table?
I'm very happy that I found this coach. You know, like I met with the Buddy a long time ago when I came in US, and I came to in US 2009, and I met with Buddy 2011 or 2012 in some boxing fights, you know. But I never saw that Buddy can be my coach, you know. But right now everything happens for a reason, and I found and I started working with Buddy McGirt and Teddy Cruz, and I'm very happy. I really like to work with them, and like we'll see what will be November 2nd. But I'm sure that will be the great fight.
Did he teach you more than you already knew?
You know, Buddy gives me everything right what I lost after my losing control of the training. You know, when all my titles, what I had, 3 titles before my first lose, I had all my amateur experience to get those titles. But that I have a big rest between the fights, I lost all my tactique, you know, because I didn't have a good coach in my training camp. Nobody controlled me, you know. Nobody gave me instruction what I should to do, you know. I did everything by myself, and when I lost the fight against Ward, then another fight, I started looking for the right coach, you know, who can help me, and I found it, Buddy McGirt.
Great. Thanks very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next question from John Cudney of Reddit Boxing.
Hi, Sergey. Thanks for taking the time today. So this is a question about your motivation in the fight and what the fight means to you. You're 36 and closer to the end of your career than the beginning, and you also stand to make a career-high payday in this fight. A lot of people said you've already won simply by signing the contract. So the question is, what would a win in this fight mean to you, and how motivated are you to come away with a win on November 2nd?
I'm very motivated for my future boxing career, you know, like, and I think so, like, 2 more great years I can fight for easy, you know, because right now I have a great team and great coaches, you know, like Buddy McGirt and Teddy Cruz, who really helped me, and right now very big motivation to get victory over Canelo, because after this victory, more opportunities will be in front of me.
Okay, thank you, Sergey. So same question to Buddy, just like if you can talk about the energy in the camp and what a win would mean for you and your team if you guys can come out on top.
Well, the camp is great because everybody gets along, everybody trusts everybody, and we have a relaxed mood, and we know what we have to do. So it makes for a good camp. As far as if we win, the statement should be when we win, because I believe in my heart that Sergey's going to win this, and it's not going to be as hard as people think. You know, and as far as myself, listen, it's not about me right now. It's about Sergey, you know, making history. It's not about me. It's about Sergey.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Buddy. Good luck with you all with the rest of the promotion and with the fight.
Thank you.
And as a reminder, if you want to ask a question, press *1 on your phone. Our next questioner is Dan Rosh, our full contact fighter.
Hey, I had a question for Buddy and then one for Sergey. Buddy, how open is Sergey to different styles, different strategies? How coachable is he? I know that you totally Arturo Gatti. Are you going to do the same thing with Sergey Kovalev?
You know, sometimes it's funny when we're in the gym. Sergey comes to me with ideas. You know what I mean? And they make sense. You know, like he said earlier, he got away from what he did best in the amateur. You know, he showed me a video of the amateurs, and I'm like, what happened to this guy? He goes, well, when I started knocking people out, I got away from it. I'm like, we got to get back to this. He goes, but I'm the crusher. I said, well, now you're going to be the smart crusher. You know, he has, that's why I say people underestimate his boxing IQ because, you know, he's always knocked everybody out. But he's smarter than what people give him credit for.
And is he open to different strategies in case his forward pressure and his professional style that he adopted?
Oh, yes. We discuss it, you know. If he feels something, he'll let me know. And you know, when we get to the gym, and if I feel something, I'll let him know. So we're on the same page at all times.
All right, great. And one quick question for Sergey. Sergey, hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Good. All the horrible things that have happened in the media, I'm not going to discuss the specifics, but the two cases that have come up, is that in your past? Your fans are kind of heartbroken, and when we're very sad, you know, that these things have happened. Is there anything you have to say about that in the future?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. What was the question? Could you repeat?
The instance.
I'll take that one.
Thanks.
We're not going to it's being handled, and the truth of everything really hasn't come out yet, and we'll let it go at that.
Awesome. Well, wishing him an outstanding career. Can't wait to see him in action again.
Our next question from Keith Idek of BoxingScene.com.
Yes, Sergey. I was just wondering, is it for you? How is it for you to be the underdog, a decided underdog in this fight? Because that hasn't been the case yet in your career. Whereas where your opponent is viewed as a big favorite in the fight. Has that motivated you? Have you paid any attention to that?
This is a question for me?
Yes.
I don't worry about that I'm underdog or not. I just feel like we will be in the same square ring, and everybody will be in the same position, you know, 1-on-1, one against one, like just and ring will show who is the best, you know. Canelo, very talented guy, boxer, and very experienced. And believe me, I'm right now getting like a very good instruction by my team and very good training camp. You know, everything goes very well, and we will show to the boxing world that Krusher is here. You know, Krusher is here. Back.
Sergey, a few weeks ago when you had the press conference in Los Angeles, you took some photos with Canelo, and you guys were very cordial to each other, obviously, but you were criticized by some people for that. Were you surprised that people were criticizing you for just being respectful and cordial toward Canelo? Did you hear any of that stuff? Did that surprise you?
No, I'm not surprised. I don't care at all.
But you are aware of it, though, or no?
No.
Okay. The last question I have for you is about the judging in the fight. Canelo obviously has a history in Las Vegas of winning close decisions, or certainly getting the benefit of the doubt on scorecards more often than not. Does that make you feel any pressure to have to beat him by knockout, or are you okay with the fight going the distance? You've also lost a very close decision, obviously, in Las Vegas yourself.
You know, I will be followed for instruction by Buddy McGirt. You know, what the plan will be after the first round. Every every minute I will be powerful by his instruction after each round, what he will be saying to me, you know.
So you don't feel like you need to knock him out to win the fight, I guess is my question.
Yes, but it's not my goal, you know, like, my goal to get a victory, by any cost. By knockout is very well, yes, of course.
Okay, I just have one last thing for you, Sergey. Obviously, there's another very meaningful light heavyweight title fight on Friday. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on the Beterbiev-Bostic fight, and of course, I would assume you would like to fight the winner if you beat Canelo, correct?
Of course, I should beat Canelo, and next fight I will be open for unification fight. But right now I have a concentration and focus on Canelo fight. I will be watch this fight for sure this Friday, and we'll see who is the best of these guys, you know, Gvozdyk or Beterbiev. I think so, like one of these guys will get victory. not will be the draw. Will be somebody will win.
It's a very diplomatic answer. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sergey.
Thank you.
Dan Raphael, ESPN.
Thank you very much. I had a couple of follow-up questions. When Canelo Alvarez spoke to us on his call last week, he was asked about his body attack. He's a tremendous body puncher, and certainly, Sergey, you have shown that you've had some problems at times when guys attack you to the body, and he said that will be a big part of what he plans to do in the fight. How do you make sure that doesn't become a big factor in the fight? I'd like your opinion about that, and also, Buddy, your opinion about that, since you got to come up with a game plan to defend against the body shots. Sergey?
Why everybody thinks that I have a problem with the body shot? Why? I never was stopped by body shot, you know. I don't know, like, from where this opinion.
I think people probably just look at the end of the Andre Ward second fight is all.
Second fight was a low blow. It wasn't a punch to the body. It was a low blow. I said already, like, after the fight, it was a low blow.
Okay. But he still is a good body puncher, and he still says he's going to make that a focal point of his attack when he fights against you. Is there anything that you need to do differently to make sure that it is not an issue?
Listen, will be November 2nd will be the fight, and everything will see what will be. I don't know, like, any exception. I cannot say about what will be.
Buddy, do you have any thoughts about that particular part of Canelo Alvarez's game plan?
I mean, it's obvious that's his game plan, because that's, you know, one of his biggest tools is body punching. And for the record, nobody likes to get hit to the body. I don't give a shit who you are. You know what I mean? So what we did was we ordered these triple X shorts for Sergey, and we're gonna pull the shorts up to his chest, and then we'll be okay.
All right. So Canelo, obviously, we know is a tremendous body puncher, but in terms of Kovalev, as he showed.
Okay. The question is, what's gonna happen when Canelo gets hit to the body?
I was just gonna ask you about. Not so much about Sergey in a body attack, but as he has shown in the yard fight as well as many other fights in his career, he has a superb jab. It's heavy. It's very much like a power shot as opposed to a jab. How significant do you believe that Sergey's jab is going to be in the fight against Canelo?
Well, the main thing is to keep, is to avoid those type of incidents where we get in there and let Canelo feel comfortable. You know what I mean? No matter what he tries to do, the key is to make him uncomfortable in anything that he tries to do.
And how much is the jab a part of it?
That's only happened to him one time, and that was in the Mayweather fight. Mayweather made him uncomfortable, and he really couldn't get in his groove. And after that, he became a better fighter, and he was able to dominate everybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, realistically, who did he really fight?
Well, I mean, we can get into Canelo's resume. You know, in my view, it's very good, but put that aside.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad resume. Okay, but now after the Mayweather fight, give me like 4 guys that you say that were great.
Well, he did. I mean, you know, off the top of my head, he defeated Miguel Cotto. Maybe he was slightly at the end of his career. He did get a win.
Thank you. Okay.
I mean,
okay, go ahead. I said great. Now he was at the end of his career. Give me another one.
Listen, I'm here to ask you questions about the fight, but he did beat Lamara. He did beat Austin Trout. I mean, we can go on and on. I'm not. Listen, this is not about anything negative.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
The other resume.
Right.
So, but I just want to know, like, the jab is such a big punch for Sergey. It does so much damage. I just wondered how much emphasis is there for you in the camp to make sure that he shoots that down the middle against a smaller guy who's probably never been hit with a shot like that from a guy as big as Sergey Kovalev.
Well, the funny thing is, since the Alvarez fight, I've never had to remind Sergey again.
Since which fight?
Since the Alvarez fight, I've never had to remind him again about the jab.
I assume you're talking about the rematch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't winning the first one. Since the second fight, I've never once had to remind him about the jab anymore.
Very good. And, Sergey, maybe you could address that. How important to you is to have a heavy jab against Canelo Alvarez?
How is it important? What?
To use your jab very effectively against Canelo.
I never punch very hard my jab. I just do my jab and I said, you know, like, but my jab when landing is hard because I have like a heavy bones maybe, I don't know, like, but I know they make it like a hard by myself. Just
well, I mean, your last win was with a jab.
Yes, it was by jab. I don't know, but I didn't like a punch very hard, you know. And maybe in the fight against Canelo, I will be able to make it more harder, and we'll see, you know, like, just fight will show everything. Who's the best, who's ready, who's better.
I do think that Anthony Yard would disagree that your jab was not hard, but okay, I'll take you at your word. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next question from Gail Falkenthal of Communities Digital.
Thank you very much. Sergey, you have bounced back now from some losses and are facing a very big fight. Do you think because of the journey you've had, you appreciate this opportunity more now than you would have 10 years ago? Do you think you have a different mental approach to it?
10 years ago, I was younger, you know, and didn't have enough experience. But now I'm 10 years older and more experienced, you know. And I think so right now, 10 years ago, I came in US with the amateur experience only. But right now, I'm getting day by day, fight by fight, professional experience with Buddy McGirt and Sergey Krusher. I'm very excited with to work with this team, and thanks to God that everything happened for a reason. You know, I'm happy.
Do you think you're 10 years wiser also? Is that just as important?
I don't know what that means, wiser.
Well, smarter.
Yes. Right now, yeah, more, yeah, right.
And Kathy, do you think this is an important factor in, you've seen Sergey a long time in his road to getting here, that he is wiser and his attitude reflects an approach that's going to serve him well now?
Yeah, I think that the journey he's gone through, as painful as it was from time to time, as we all experience life, right? The pain is the thing that teaches us. It's the painful times that make us better in the long run, that harden us, that make us more careful about what we say and do and think. I think that's everybody's life experience, and Sergey has had some real obstacles in his way in recent years, and as painful as it was, I guess as Sergey keeps saying, things happen for a reason, and this is what led him to this particular team at this point in time in his corner, and I think that it has all worked out exactly as well as it possibly could have. So now he will go into this fight knowing that he has every chance that he could possibly have to win, and feeling good about it. As he keeps saying, I'm happy. That is what is showing. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the smile on his face that I saw when we were leading up to the Cleverly fight. I hadn't seen it in a long time. So it's been a pleasure to watch this and be able to be in such a significant fight at this stage in his career is the reward for all the work that he's done and all he's been through to get there.
I guess we find out over and over what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
There you have it.
It's a hard way to get there. Thank you very much to both of you. Good luck, Sergey, on November 2nd.
Thank you very much.
Next question from Norm Frauenheim of Boxing Junkie and USA Today.
Hi, Sergey. Thanks for the time. Kathy, this is really the question for you. Unless I've missed it, have they assigned a referee or judges yet?
Not yet.
And what will that process be like this time, given what happened in the last couple of times that Sergey's been in Vegas?
Well, in Vegas, it's always the same. They give you a list of names. People are allowed to raise objections, and then the commission makes their decisions.
I mean, in the negotiations for this, I know Sergey was unhappy with Vegas. I mean, I know this is a big fight, and you probably had to take it anywhere, but was there any talk about going anywhere other than Las Vegas?
The dynamic of this negotiation just made that impossible.
Right.
We got the fight we wanted. We got the money we wanted. The way to get that money is to go to a place where you can generate it. So we're realists. We asked, as always, for judges who will be fair. We hope that the commission recognizes that we don't want the names of the judges or the referee to be the story. So, and I'm pretty sure they see it the same way. Look, we're going to be where the crowd is going to be very much pro Canelo. We know that happens. We know that judges are influenced by those crowds, and I could chalk a lot of this up simply to that. But what Sergey needs to do is to fight like a veteran that he is. He needs to win and dominate round by round. He needs to not go in there headhunting, trying to get a knockout. He knows that now. And again, the experience that he's had has informed that. If you look at the scoring in the first 6 rounds of the first Ward fight,
right.
He was ahead. Clearly, he let Ward back in the fight. He got tired, and that was again that we've addressed those issues with new training situations. I don't think that's an issue anymore. He needs to go out there and win and dominate just as he as he did with Alvarez the second time, and frankly as he did with York. There was
Right.
When we went and rewatched the fight, there was about 20 seconds during one round in which he was having a little bit of a hard time. But he dominated that fight, and that's what he needs to do.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thanks you all for your time, and good luck, Sergey.
Thank you so much.
Next question from Carlos Toro of Fightful.
Thank you so much, and thanks, Buddy, Sergey, Kathy, everybody, for being on this call. A couple of questions for Sergey and one for Kathy. Sergey, obviously, Canelo is going to do something, not many people have even attempted, moving up to weight classes, and recent names such as, Kell Brook, Mikey Garcia, Guillermo Rigondeaux have all tried to move up to weight classes and for a world title fight and failed. Do you feel like you, as the champion and someone who's fought at light heavyweight, far longer than Canelo, who's making his debut at that weight class. Do you feel more confident in knowing that you are the bigger guy against the smaller guy in Canelo, who's going to be making his like heavyweight debut?
You know, every fight for me, this is like very important. You know, but this fight is the most important because like right now guys who getting like next 2 divisions, you know, and they want to beat me to get my title. You know, this is very important for me. It's more important to defend this title because like he now is a guest in my division. You know, my plans are different. You know, and after the fight with Canelo, I wanna follow for my dream. With this fight, very good for boxing world and for boxing fans. And I'm ready. You know, I'll be ready with my team to defend my double belt title.
You know, obviously you had the fight against Anthony Yard back in August. After the fight, did you immediately think that, you know, physically you were already to face Canelo Alvarez if that fight would have been made for November? Did you needed to take maybe a few days to sort of think about it and decide whether or not you were ready to face, or not ready to face from a skill standpoint, but at least healthy or physically ready enough to face Canelo on such a quick turnaround?
You know, I have right now great coaches right now, and I believe them what they giving me right now. Sergey Krusher and Buddy McGirt, like this is the best coaches in the world, you know, and I believe them 100% and powerful by their instructions. And I think so. This is will help in the fight against Canelo.
Quick question for Kathy. I mean, Kathy, obviously this has been a fight that has been sort of in the works for several months, and if I'm not mistaken, even before the Anthony Yard fight. So what sort of changed in those initial pre-Yard negotiations versus now that sort of allowed the fight to come together, and it seemed almost fairly quickly after the Anthony Yard fight? Was it the fact that Sergey really needed to get that mandatory out of the way, and that really kind of drove a wedge in the negotiations and the timing of it all?
Yes. Prior to the Yard fight, early on, we just weren't getting the kind of offers we needed to make the fight. By the time the offer came, we were just too far down the road with Yard, and as Sergey made very clear at the time, he felt an obligation to go and fight in his hometown. He didn't want local fans to think back on them just because he was offered a lot of money. So already gotten through that, the biggest issue, which was the money. It just took, you know, a couple weeks after that to get, or a week rather, to get gold back to the, you know, where they were in the summer. So less to talk about the second time around, and so it came together a lot more easily. And we didn't have the obstacle of having to fight the mandatory.
All right, thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Sergey. Best of luck on November 2nd.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and this concludes the Q&A session.
Okay. Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone, as always, for your interest. I think boxing thrives when we have these big fights. This is one of those nights when you can tell your casual fans to make sure they watch, because it's going to be a great one. Tell the friends to watch this one. Two guys who are beating us. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing all of you in Las Vegas.
Okie dokie.
Thank you all. Thank you, buddy.